richness has been known to us since our ancient scriptures. The very word samudra, कि समृद्धि से भरा हुआ, जो खजाना है. And we are the only country which has an ocean called Indian Ocean, हिंद महासागर. तो शायद हमारे पूर्वजों को ये मालूम था कि जैसे उस जमाने में जब बैंक नहीं हुआ करते तो कुछ गड्ढा खोद करके रख देते थे सोना चांदी, कि अगली पीढ़ी के लोग जब पेड़ की छांव में बैठेंगे तो उनको अनुमान होगा कि ये क्या है, तो खोदेंगे तो कुछ निकल आएगा. तो उसी तरह से उन्होंने हिंद महासागर का नाम रखा कि शायद कभी हमारे जहन में आए. And therefore, I have to profusely thank the Honorable Prime Minister who's given us the support and the idea and the encouragement to move in this direction. Deep Ocean Mission is one of the going to the very important components of India's future economy as we move on to the rank 1. And the priority given by the government is of such high nature that the Honorable Prime Minister not once but twice consecutively in his Independence Day addresses in 2023 and also in 2024 spoke about blue ocean economy in his Independence Day address. And as all of us know, the Independence Day address by any Prime Minister is the declaration of intent and the priority of the government in place. So you can understand how important it is. We have a coastal area which is more than 11,000 kilometers long, one of the longest. We have an exclusive economic zone which is more than 2.37 million kilometers, and nearly 60% of the nation's land equal to that is our ocean. But the question then would be, why did we not actually look for it earlier? And as I said in the morning also, if we envisage ourselves the target of destination 2047, we have to think of where the value will come from, the value addition. So value addition, as we were talking in the earlier sessions, from Himalayas, the other would be from the ocean. It is full of metals, minerals, biodiversities, fisheries, and deep sea fishing also has started. So just 1 second about the various sources available, and let the other speakers take over. The challenges as far as the ocean resources are concerned, there are, of course, the climatic challenges, which we discovered partly earlier also, whether it is the climate concerns, whether it is the coastal erosion, which is also happening, the ocean warming, the marine heat waves, cyclone intensities, etc. And there are non-climatic hazards or non-climatic challenges like increased frequency of national hazards like cyclones, tsunamis. Marine litter is another new issue. So much of, plastic and other spillover is done into the ocean waters, which was possibly not happening in the earlier decades. Soil water erosion is one. And the solution to it, which of course is also a challenge for all of us, because there are representatives from the administration, representatives from the popular government, and representations also from the scientific fraternity, is to do the resource mapping. कौन सी चीज कहाँ उपलब्ध है, उससे कितना कुछ हमें निकलेगा, and so that we don't waste our resources in exploration. So second is the use of appropriate technology, if not possible. And third, of course, as we have now started opening up to the private sector of the technology transfers, the measures to mitigate it. And overall, all this what we do is also going to have a huge, huge impact on our geopolitical stature or geopolitical posturing in the new world order that is emerging, as India's importance is being increasingly realized across the globe. So I'll just conclude by just telling you, I think one of the important sources which the ocean is waiting for us to explore is the energy source. Everywhere you're talking of clean energy, you're talking of increasing requirement of energy for India because of so much development happening. So we hardly ever thought that we could have a huge amount of solar energy. So there are 5-6 manners, 5-6 ways in which you can exploit oceans for generating electricity, for generating energy, which could also be clean. Just put the solar panels across on the surface of sea waters and you get a beautiful sunshine. Second is the offshore wind energy, the same as windmills you run. You have natural winds running across the oceans. You have natural solar light happening. Third is the tide energy. Wherever you have high tides, that also, the impact generates energy. Fourth would be the thermal energy from the ocean, because the difference in the temperature of the surface water or the deep water is quite significant, and the two can be appropriately used to generate electricity. And another source is the saline gradient, because the very fact that the salt water is a component of the seawater could also sometimes be manipulated to produce electricity. And fourth, of course, or sixth is the wave energy. Whenever a river enters with a certain speed or pace into the ocean, that also the area, the exact point where जब नदी जाके सागर से मिलती है, that point itself could become a powerhouse. So these are some of the sources which were there existing for ages, for generations. We did not look into this. Now we have started looking there. So that will meet India's energy needs along with the nuclear energy. We've already started working on that in a big way. And of course, the other is the water source for saline, uh, hydrogen generation. For food, we have the deep sea fishing. We have other food products, as Rajesh was also talking about. The biodiversities could be even explored from the bottom of the oceans. We have a number of drugs which could possibly. We already started exploring one or two drugs we are already working on, which have been thought to be developed from the compounds discovered in the deep sea vegetation or deep sea plantation. We have the minerals. The other day, I was talking to one of the civil servants, and I said, tomorrow, just as one of the problems confronted by your mining secretary is how to check the illegal mining. Tomorrow, you might have to appoint a secretary to check the illegal mining under the surface of sea. There's so much more minerals lying over there. And I didn't have the pictures. I could get the pictures, how beautifully those, you know, gold sort of mounds are there inside, which could be used for exploring the minerals and the blue biotechnology, depending upon the plant and the animal richness. And also another source of economy could be the marine transport, which was of late not being attended enough. So all these issues we are going to take up in an institutionalized manner through Deep Ocean Mission, and the various aspects of, unfortunately, the secretary dealing with this, Secretary of Earth Sciences, had to leave because of a sudden bereavement in the family. Otherwise, he would have been there to give you in more elaboration. But nevertheless, we have a panel of learned experts over here, and your participation, I'm sure, would be enabling to build up this movement, which is vital for a country which has one of the greatest richnesses as far as the ocean resource is concerned. Thank you very much.
So due to the flight, Mantriji has to leave. So all the other panelists will be available for the panel discussion. I will request all the dignitaries to stay for the to attend and participate in the panel discussion. So I would request Professor Satish Chandra Sinoy to kindly moderate the panel discussion, and the theme for the panel discussion for today's panel will be Blue Economy in Viksit Bharat 2047, Science, Sustainability and Societal Property. So Professor Sinoy, I would request you to take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you, and very good afternoon to all who are present here. So as Honorable Minister has mentioned about the blue economy is nothing new for us, because our legacy, our Bharat's legacy is deeply connected with spiritual as well as culturally to the oceans, as um, Minister also had mentioned that. And the blue economy is the economy of related to the marine activities or any activity which is we conduct related to the marine system, that gain from those activities or the economic gains is mainly pursued as the blue economy. So when we talk about the blue economy, the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods and jobs, that is the most important aspect which we have to underline and we have to keep it in mind. And while simultaneously uh, preserving the health and the marine ecosystems and addressing climate change. So I will lead this panel to discuss about these issues, especially on related to marine services, because Dr. Balakrishnan Nair, who is the Director of International Center for Ocean Information Services, is here with us, which provides various kinds of services to various stakeholders, starting from the fishermen itself. So let me ask Dr. Balakrishnan Nair. Um, say, INCOIS is providing potential fishing zone advisories. These potential fishing zone advisories, which tells the fishermen where to go for fishing so that they can get a better catch and come back without spending much time or wasting their fuel, etc., etc. So, can you just tell us how these potential fishing zone advisories have transformed the lives of lakhs of fishermen in our country, and what you think that further improvements can be done using the new technologies like AI or hyperspectral satellite data, etc., and how this can contribute to the goals of the Viksit Bharat in 2047.
Thank you, sir. And respected panelist, Dr. Satish Chandra Shenais ji, and my colleagues from the ministry, VIBA, and all other institutes. So the potential fishing zone services in the world itself is one of the first services from the satellite directly going to the Armatmi, common man, the fisherman community. So we are providing as where the fish will be available, so it will increase their catch as well as it will increase the fuel consumption because they are directly going there and fishing. So it is started, it is actually 9 lakh people on daily basis the service is made. So this is actually direct translation of scientific achievements to the common man. Now to coming to your question, how we can to improve it in Viksit Bharat 2047. So we have a lot of challenges in this. One is actually when the fisherman is asking, it is not that you tell us where the fish is there, what kind of fish is there. So we have to go with a specific service that is actually the service to species specific, what kind of a commercially important fish it will be available. So INCOIS already started the services to providing tuna as well as the recently by the HILSA. When I am telling the HILSA forecasting, it is based on the AML model. So the supercomputer we received recently, it is called Tarrant. We made the models which can predict availability of the HILSA. So basic and before that itself, we have started the tuna forecast. Actually, it improved the catch as well as the profit of many of the fishermen in along our Indian coast. So when we go into the next thing, next era, we have to think it is not only giving the information where the fish is available, but giving a kind of a profitable the fishery information system that we are aiming as profit, that profitable fishing track. It means that nowadays we are actually exploiting the fish mainly from the coastal areas or from the east side. We want to go to the deep sea, as Honorable Minister was telling us, we have to exploit the deep sea. So deep sea exploration, we have to be more habitat suitability model of this particular species like squids or metophids, and then we have to tell the resources of that fish available using our satellite as well as our oceanographic knowledge. So in this actually to be linked with the techniques to explore more fishery in the deep sea. For example, the Honorable Minister was also telling about the energy. So INCO is also working on the energy sector, where we made some atlas which tell the how much is the total integrated energy available at the ocean. It is very huge. It is almost 9.2 watt this thing. So how to link it with the fisheries? For example, we have the concept of mother fish, mother ship, where all the fisheries can be put to the mother ship, and then it can be exported. So the marine energy can fuel this the mothership concept, and then we can exploit this fishery, and it can go to the mothership. So we have to integrate many of the services or technology available at INCOIS to go to more on deep sea fisheries. These are the new techniques actually we are thinking in Vikasit Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balakrishnan Nair. I will come back to you with one more question. Before that, let me request Dr. Professor Anu Gopinath. See, activities related to blue economy are interconnected to environment, because your specialization is environmental science and chemical oceanography. What are your suggestions on how the environment should be managed, and what kind of precautions are necessary for sustainable management of environment while developing the blue economy?
Thank you, sir. So good afternoon, all. Coming to this question, so as far as blue economy is concerned, we are actually moving towards that is extracting the resources, that is the mineral resources as well as the marine resources from the deep oceanic environment. So the first thing that we are going to face as far as the ecological or the environmental aspect is concerned, as it was been raised by Shenoy sir, is that how we are going to protect the biodiversity. So for that, what we need before the extraction of this bioresources is that we should have a marine spatial planning. Spatial planning in terms of that we should categorize out, we should have the zone-wise identification of this marine resources into different sectors like fishery, tourism, conservation, and where we are going to go for this kind of resource extraction. And the second one is that the creation of this marine protective zones. So that means we can say that it is a no extraction zone where we have to protect our critically endangered habitats, including the fishery resources. And the third thing is that actually, as far as this this blue economy is concerned, since our focus is more into the deep sea environment. See, our knowledge related to the surveillance or the surveillance of this deep sea habitat in relation to this climate and other things are actually still it is an emerging area. And also another thing is that when you are going to disturb the deep sea ecosystems, that is what we have to understand is that the ocean itself is actually storing a lot amount of this carbon dioxide. So we can also say that it is a blue carbon reserve as far as the deep sea sediments are concerned. So when we are thinking about this resource extraction, so what we have to keep in mind is that when we are trying to disturb this deep sea sediments, so we are actually going to release the carbon dioxide which has been trapped there in this deep sea sediment. So that is again going to accelerate the climate related issues, especially in terms of this emission of this carbon dioxide as well as methane, which has potential global warming effects. And again, coming to this mineral extraction that we have been discussing, the minister has also discussed that the critical mineral resources, how it is going to support the energy sector of the country in Vikasit Bharat 2047. So that means again this offshore activities, the drilling activities as well as the mineral extraction activities. So how it is going to bring in this trapped pollutants back into the system, and how it is going to affect the fauna and flora in a later stage, and how it is going to affect our ecosystems like this coral reefs and mangroves. That is a very important question that need to be addressed, and we should have clear policies while moving towards this kind of extraction. And also, we should protect some of our ecosystems, very important ecosystems like mangroves, which serve as this blue carbon reserves in terms of this carbon dioxide absorption and also in terms of coastal protection. So what will happen to these resources when we move for these extraction? Things are also very important that we should have in our mind. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gopinath. May I now request Dr. Vijay Kumar, a senior advisor at MOES. Dr. Vijay Kumar, Government of India has identified MOES as the nodal ministry for the progress of blue economy in India. So can you please give us an outline of the progress achieved till date, and what are the plans to meet the challenges in the implementation of blue economy policy? An overall picture.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon to all. So the question is related to what the Ministry of Earth Science is doing related to blue economy, what is the progress, and how we are coordinating the progress of blue economy. So as in the beginning, it is said that what is blue economy? It's basically the use of ocean resources sustainably. So we have many resources in the ocean which can be used for the benefit of humankind. So you can take the resources, both living resources are there, fishes are there, many other type of organisms are there which can be used for the benefit of humankind. Then we have non-living resources also available in the ocean, at the ocean bed, having different metals, minerals which are available. And then other resources which are connected to blue economy is, you can say we have, as you may be knowing, we have different ministries under Government of India. We have a Ministry of Shipping, ports. So whatever business we are doing in these ports, shipping, it is also part of blue economy. Then similarly, we have large amount of hydrocarbons in the ocean, petroleum products, hydrocarbons. So that is also part of blue economy. Then there is a very good potential of tourism in the coastal areas. So that is also a part of blue economy. So there are various, you can say, activities which can be done near the coast or in the deep seas, and all are related to blue economy. So all these activities are, you can say, coordinated by different ministries of Government of India. Some state governments are also involved in that. So Ministry of Earth Sciences' role is to coordinate with all these ministries and come up with the blue economy policy. So we have drafted one blue economy policy which includes all these activities, how it can be done, how it can be progressed in the future. But everybody has to keep this thing in mind, that whatever activity we have to do in the ocean, it should be sustainable. We have to take care of the environment in the ocean also. So all these activities we are doing, and we are, you can say, coordinating with the different ministries And then also, if you know, every activity contributes to the GDP of India. So agriculture has some contribution in the GDP. Other activities also have some contribution. So as per estimate, now blue economy contributes about 4% of the GDP. But the aim is to increase this contribution to 10%, say in the next 10 years. So what type of activities we can do so that the contribution of blue economy can be increased in the GDP. So all these activities are being planned. We are discussing with the different ministries what type of activities they can take up in the future, what is their plan, how much funds will be required to carry out these activities. So all these activities are going on, and surely maybe within say 1 year or 2 years, we will have a defined policy known as blue economy policy of the country. So with that, I think then it will be, as such, many ministries are doing many activities which are related to blue economy, but with the blue economy policy, then it will be more streamlined in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay Kumar. So let me come back to Dr. Balakrishnan Nair with another question. You talked about the technologies which has to be developed and which will help in increasing the fisheries, deep sea fishing, the mothership concept, and all those things. So, what kind of partnerships with industry, international or academic, will be critical for India's marine technologies to support the blue economy of India? Can you just highlight on some of them?
Yes, sir. Actually, the blue economy structure, it require the all ocean value chain, from the observation to the modeling to the forecasting to making it a different data products and services for the blue economy stakeholders. And not only that, preparing this industry for the against the natural hazards. So it means that we should actually invest more and have a collaboration with the industries, mainly to the low-cost sensors. Now, most of the sensors in India is actually, it is imported from the other countries. So we should have more interaction with the industries for the sensor kind of things. In addition to that, we also require more interaction when we say that data and data products. Yes, we have a kind of a forecasting of our natural hazards, like Minister was telling about. We have a good technology to forecast the tsunamis or the storm surges and other things. But whether we have that kind of a technology to forecast the safe period or safe windows and productive windows where they can go and fish. So the thing is that if I can have a 3 or 1 month before we can tell this is an area, the industries, for example, it's the oil industry or a shipping industry, whether they operate because they are free from all the natural hazards. So we should have a technology as to develop a kind of a seasonal and extended forecast, and which is leading to a kind of a safe window, and they can make a decision much before 1 or 2 months. This is one thing we have to develop in our country. Other important thing is space startups. We have satellite definitely, but how much these satellites are actually helping our the daily forecasting services for the blue economy. So we require, as by my understanding or my experience with this industry for last 25 years, we should have our own satellite constellations which will give all the products, all the essential ocean variable or essential forecast variable, which is meant for the industry for their safety as well as the productivity. For example, when we have the satellites to measure each hour actually what are the parameters they require, and it can be given to industry. For example, the shipping industry. What shipping industry requires? Shipping industry require the optimum ship routing. So we should have more and more data to give the shipping optimally routing. That is a very multi-million industry in abroad. And as you consider, almost 4 or 5 international companies are working in India for the marine information and forecast services. So we should have a very customized forecasting services for all the industries. You coming to the tourism industry, that is coastal tourism is improving. So we have the blue flag concept that is actually in the Europe. So we should have support that kind of the concept in India also. We have now 10 or 15. We want to increase that blue flag concept along the coast. So what we have to invest on that? We have to tell them this is a safe area. This is a safe time to go for the recreation. And also this is actually the water quality is very good. So if you see all this concept, now how you perceive the need of the industries and then go for the making more new products. In academia, because in India we have the academic oceanography is more, but we have to shift a little bit on to the operational oceanography, what your papers, how it can be translated to the operational oceanography products. So we also lacking more and more operational oceanographers in India, and that is a concept. In internationally, if you're thinking, the blue economy is a challenge 4 of the Decade Ocean Program, where we have a lot of countries actually combine, countries as well as private industries are combined. I am also a member of the Blue Economy Initiative or Blue Enterprises Initiative, where the countries, member states as well as the institutes or the private industry is actually combining together and telling that these are the research we have to go and focus. So we should have more and more part of this kind of international efforts like UN Decade Ocean programs or international the Blue Economy Enterprises. And I understand that our ministry is going towards that as a Earth System Enterprises, and that's a very good initiative towards this direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balakrishnan. May I ask another question to Dr. Anu Gopinath? It is well known that the marine pollution has become a major threat to the marine life, humans, and environment now. So, what are your suggestions on immediate, mid-term, and long-term actions to be taken by individuals as well as collectively to contain the marine pollution? Because this is going to be a big challenge for the blue economy as well.
So coming to this question on marine pollution, how we have to tackle this issue. So the major types of pollutants that now require our immediate attention is that mainly from this plastics, whether it is in the form of this macroplastics which are visible to human eye, and those which are invisible to human eye, like the microplastics. And now again, the research is more focusing on to nanoplastics. And along with that, since this agriculture is actually very important as globally, so the type of pollutants and other type of fertilizers, including the new generation chemicals that we are currently using globally, is a very serious concern. So how we can tackle this issue with public intervention is, I think that is what Sir has raised. So one thing is that, right now pointed out by INCOI's director, we have the satellite-based measurements and the satellite forecast related to harmful algal blooms and oil spills, which will actually help us to get earlier idea about that is what is going to happen in this particular area and what are the precautions that we need to take as far as the coastal communities are concerned. And the second one is that as an immediate solution, how we can involve people into the prevention of pollution is that now we hear that the citizen science is actually getting a lot of importance globally, so that we can involve the citizen for monitoring of such kind of pollution. See, for example, the plastic pollution. So if you can see the plastic, if you see this plastic debris that is floating over the surface of this rivers, lakes, or this oceans, so what I suggest is that we have this mobile apps that we have developed for identification of potential fishing zone that we operate it with the help of fishermen. I think it is actually done by IISF and it is successfully running. So that kind of mobile apps that we can think about developing, and then we can involve the, even since this festival is mainly focusing on the school children and those who are interested to start the startups. So that kind of mobile apps that we can develop, and then we can involve the community, including the school children, to generate or to come up with identification of this hotspots related to the plastic pollution, especially the plastic debris that is floating over the water bodies. So that is one thing where, and again, like plastics, we can also seriously think about developing that kind of apps, which can help us to give us some idea related to the coastal pollutions, where we have the access to go then to have this visual observation, as well as having some kind of very locally made instruments which can give us some idea about the pollution. But this may not be applicable when we think about the pollutants which require actually very precise measurements and also the precise sampling techniques, as well as sophisticated instruments. See, for example, if you think about monitoring or the tackling of these pollutions related to the pesticides, the persistent organic pollutants, that's a very serious concern globally. And then the microplastic and the nanoplastic monitoring, or the monitoring of the heavy metals, this citizen science type of monitoring will not be applicable in that particular case. So there, what I have a suggestion is that I understand that under Ministry of Earth Science itself, different institutions are actually working on different regions related to the physical, chemical, as well as the biological aspects and monitoring of this environmental health of different ecosystems, whether it is the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, then the coral reefs of Lakshadweep, like that. So we know that these are actually, as far as the research and monitoring is concerned, this is interdisciplinary in nature. So I would also suggest that we should have this inter-institutional kind of collaborations, where we can come up with more and more serious or more and more integrated data set related to the pollution which is happening, and then how we can control in a short term as well as in a through a long term monitoring aspect. For short term and long term related issues, we need to have continuous monitoring. So along with that, what we have to, since we are now into the sustainable development goals, and then we are also into the practices of this blue economy. So what I suggest is that we are actually exploring the oceans for this bioresources, so that we should explore the resources like the seaweeds, where we can think about making biodegradable materials which can actually replace the plastic. Because as far as we are concerned, the micro and the nano is actually originating from the macroplastic. So how we can replace the plastics to a great extent with this biodegradable resources that we can generate from the deep ocean resources is actually a very important thing. So that the research should also go into that kind of thing, that where we can go for the sustainable practices like this usage of this bioresources. And again, when we think about this long-term monitoring, I also have one suggestion that we have projects in collaboration with IISF, where we are focusing on the Lakshadweep ecosystem. And we also have done projects in collaboration with the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, where we are focusing on the Arctic as well as the Southern Ocean. So when we focus on these unique ecosystems, or what we call as the pristine ecosystems, we have the presence of this microplastics or the persistent organic pollutants. and almost more similar type of pesticides from these two different ecosystems. One is from the tropical and the other one the polar. So there what I suggest is that since we are going for this monitoring and we are spending a lot of money in through different funding agencies which are coming under Ministry of Earth Science, we should also try to integrate the observations that we are having in the tropical and then what we are having in the polar, so that we can come up with mechanisms that how the pollutants or how we are observing the similar type of pollutants from the tropical as well as from the polar. So what is actually playing a very important role in the transport of these pollutants from the tropical environment to the polar region, and what are the solutions that we can offer globally for this tackling of these kind of pollutants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gopinath. Because I have been told that we had to wind up this session by 3:30. I would like to give opportunity for audience to ask any questions to the experts. Audience, if you have any questions, you may please ask yourself. First, please identify yourself from which organization you are, and then you can ask the question. And if you can also tell which expert you are expecting the question, that also will be helpful.
Yes. Sir, I am Dr. Anita Yadav, completing my PhD in fish parasitology. Actually, parasites are zoonotic cause of agent uh, transferring diseases to directly fish to human being. And in last year, we actually reported Anisakis typica from Selagosiama at Arabian Sea, Goa. Uh, so in our country, for fish diseases, we have not a very secure law. So how to improve the quality of fishes of basically coastal region. So I want to introduce my branch in blue economy part, because in last 50 years in our country parasitology is a very interesting branch, but at that time this is like a extinct branch because professors are retired and fish diseases are not counted as a very relevant type of zoo. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's a very important aspects which you are raising, especially.
One more thing, sir.
Yeah.
And Clonorchis is a known trematode causing gallbladder cancer. It's the cholangiocarcinoma, and it's a endoparasite of fishes. And basically, I am from University of Allahabad, so Prayagraj region is basically affected from cholangiocarcinoma due to some carnivore fishes. Also, yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I would request Anu, Dr. Anu, you can.
Actually, I'm not an expert in fish diseases, but I would like to say that actually in our university, that is Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies, we have actually developed a very good lab, that is a sophisticated lab under this Prime Minister's Matsya Sambad Yojana scheme, which is supported with a fund of 10 crore. So where we are actually doing a lot of work related to fish diseases. So I think we are offering a lot of services in the identification of these pathogens. So if in the state of Kerala, whenever we are actually reported of this having this fish mortality, so that we have the mobile lab also, that we have the facility to go there to collect the fish sample and back to the lab, that we all have the facility to identify what type of pathogens are there and what are the precautions that we can give to the fishermen. So that is actually functioning very well in our university. So I hope that since you are working on this parasites, it's good that you take an opportunity to visit this PMMSY lab. We are also offering training to students periodically. So go through our website. So try to avail that facility. It is open to all the students all over India. Okay.
Thank you. Any more, one or two more questions we can take? Yeah, please. Your mic is not.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kavita. I'm from Punjab University. My question is basically from my niece, actually. So she is very interested in coral research. So, what career opportunities in blue economy are available in this area, and what educational path should a school going fellow should choose to enter in this field, sir?
Yeah, thank you. I think you raised a important aspect, especially because of the climate change. The coral reefs are getting affected. I will request either Bala or Anu Gopinath to respond to this question.
Uh, act- Actually, that's a very interesting question because we have been working in collaboration with INCOIS in the Lakshadweep coral reefs. So your question is how we can enter into this field of coral reef research. So actually, it's nothing like that. So your niece is studying for which subject now? 10th standard. So that I would suggest that she should have a basic science degree, whether it is in chemistry, physics, or biology. So after that, we have a lot of universities in India that is focusing on this oceanography related subjects, marine sciences. So our university in Kerala, Cochin University is there, then Goa University is there, Annamalai University also. So that we should have this a postgraduate or some kind of this PG related to the marine sciences, whether it is chemical oceanography, biological oceanography, or physical oceanography. So after that, we have the opportunity to work under people who are actually working on this coral reefs in India. So there are a lot of people who are working in Kerala, then in Pondicherry University, and in many other universities focusing on the Lakshadweep coral reefs and also in Andamans. So depending upon whether she want to go for the conservation aspect or monitoring aspect, or whether she want to work on something related to the climate aspect. See, for example, how this marine heat waves are going to affect the coral reef. So that means you should have a background on either in climate science or in physical oceanography. And if she want to go for the conservation aspect, she should have a basic in the biological oceanographic aspect. And if she wants to look into the monitoring the health and monitoring the environmental parameters, then she should have a background in this chemical oceanographic aspect. So that means there are a lot of opportunities are actually there, and a lot of scientists are actually working in the coral reefs, but it requires patience to go to the reefs, to stay there for several months, to go to the field, and then it's not like that. It's not that much easy as a coastal sampling that we can complete within one day. So it requires patience to stay there in a remote area, then go for sampling, and then to face all the difficulties which will come up as part of sampling like that. And you should have some idea about the diving and other things, because you are actually looking into this organisms actually which deep within the oceans. I hope it is clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think one more question you will take here.
Sir, namaskar. I am Dr. Viprakash Sharma from Bareilly, UP, principal in the Inter College, Kesar Inter College, Bahadi, Bareilly. Sir, my question is that it is very interesting program, Sagarika Blue Economy. How can we create more interest among students at 10+2 level? It is my question, sir.
You want to? Yes.
Sir, can I add to this question? Because
Yes.
so I was also after listening to your panel discussion, so the question is like I can see that in future, since we are concentrating on the blue economy, there would be a necessity of technically trained, specialized individuals which would be required in the field of blue economy. So my question is that what is Ministry of Earth Sciences doing in this aspect, wherein they are opening the opportunities for school students starting from 12th, 10th and 12th standard onwards, so that they are trained in that direction. As ma'am has cited, the deep, for example, you would be needing deep divers. So for that, you need trained people. And how do you see that in the future we have AI? So how do you correlate to that kind of training? So is there a dedicated funding for students, or is there a dedicated training, so that after 5 years down the line, we have a group of trained individuals who from now onwards, from school onwards, are instigated to work in that direction? So that would be the question, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good question. So ministry have a lot of outreach program, and my colleague will provide. But INCOIS is concerned, we have an international training center for operational oceanography, which trains scientists from all over the world on operational oceanography, including blue economy services. What the people want on blue economy, either it's a fishery sector or the shipping sector or the oil industry or the tourism industry, we have a big program is going on. And you can see a lot of school children are coming. So I'm also representing the UNESCO's Global Ocean Observing System and the International Oceanographic Commission, Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. So where we have a blue economic concept. So as a part of the ocean literacy, we have in all the countries, we have made the ocean literacy program where we are taking the school children and training them all the aspects, especially the pollution aspects, the disaster preparedness, the climate preparedness, and also the pollution aspect, how to save the ocean from the pollution aspects. As you know that this is actually the time where we are going through the decade of ocean, that is 2020 to 2030. There is 10 challenges. The first challenges is ocean pollution. And like that, and you have the fourth challenge is ocean economy sustained, what is called the blue economy. So all these things, we have a concept of blue schools where we are teaching the children how to tackle with the oceans, how to make the oceans more friendly to us. So our motto here is the science what we want is ocean we require and the future we require. So in all aspects, we are taking the next generation oceanographer from the school curriculum. So this is from the INCOI side and the ministry side. I think Vijay will tell you.
Thank you, madam. So regarding the, you can say, training or the capacity building within the India with the school students and all that. So in the ministry, we have some programs where we provide funds to different, say, schools also, to different universities also, to organize some of the events where the importance of ocean can be taught, or what are the things or what are the difficulties, what are the avenues of research in the ocean area is also, you can say, we taught that also. And also we have, you can say, some of the programs, we have different, as such, we have different institutes under Ministry of Earth Sciences. So they also organize some of the events where they call the students from that specific area to come to their institute and look at their activities, what they are doing, and how the, you can say, students in the future, what type of research they can take up in the future. And then regarding, you have specifically asked whether that in the future we need, you can say, many trained manpower for the ocean. So under Ministry of Shipping, there is a program of training of seafarers. So they have a very large program where they train the people who want to be on the ship. So that, because if you see, the shipping industry is very large, it requires very large amount of manpower, and that manpower should also be, you can say, well trained in the activities. So they have a very good program, and then they also collaborate with very international, you can say, organizations to train the manpower. And as such, as per my knowledge, India is the biggest manpower provider as the seafarers. But they are, you can say, further increasing that. So there are avenues for the students also. I think the main thing is first you can say that it is the interest of the student. First, they should know what are the things or what are the topics or what are the different issues which can be taken up in the blue economy, you can say, issue. And then I think they can plan that thing. But I think the basic degree is required for any specialization in the ocean science. Thank you.
You want to add? Yeah.
So I would like to add one thing. I would like to give you one example. So Minister has already told that we have the deep ocean mission. So under this scheme, actually, very recently, MOES actually they have requested our university to start a new course on MSc Marine Biology for the Lakshadweep community. So they have the field. In Lakshadweep, we have all the marine, system, the field is there, but they don't have that expertise to start new courses. So that means the university is actually starting a new course where we can have the field and other things in Lakshadweep as part of their live experiments, and they will have all the theory classes and other things in the university. So likewise, I would suggest that I would add that I would request the ministry that especially to those students who have the passion for oceanography, but in that states they may not be having these institutions and universities which are focusing on oceanography. So that means this kind of experienced, or these universities which are having expertise should have collaborative programs with those states, because NEP is already giving us a lot of flexibility that you can transfer the credit, and across the country you can choose the courses and other things. So that kind of initiative should also be from ministry, so that we can have more and more trained personals across the country who can work for this blue economy aspect.
Thank you. I think we will take the last question. So this will be the last question for this panel. Please use the mic, otherwise we can't.
I am just wondering whether you would like to speak about growing pollution of our rivers and the local ponds, which are spread all over the country in villages. They are all getting deeply polluted. So would you like to speak something about these two water-related bodies?
Yeah, already Professor Anu Gopinath spoke about the marine pollution, and I think we should restrict this discussion to the marine aspects rather than we go into the inland and restricted water bodies like ponds. Of course, yeah, of course, what Professor has told is an important aspect, and day to day we are seeing that problem. But because this session we are dealing with.
But I must say, to cut you short, हम गंगा को अपनी माँ मानते हैं और उसी गंगा में इतना गंद जाता है, ना तो कोई कानून बना, ना कोई सरकार का मेजर इंटरवेंशन हुआ. I have lived.
The Professor, what you have raised is a very important aspect.
So there is no point in discussing pollution unless you discuss the pollution being created on second, by minute to minute, by virtue of rivers and the ponds, which are used every day by villagers.
Yeah, I think we will restrict to the marine aspects of
Sir, I guess
pollution,
what he wants to say is that ultimately all the rivers are entering into the ocean, so that is why I think.
Yeah, so once that comes to the marine aspect, yes, it falls within the marine domain. And Dr. Anu Gopinath spoke about that already, because time is too short. I think we had to conclude this session. So basically, we discussed about the blue economy, various aspects. To summarize, I must say that the blue economy rests on three pillars, three interconnected pillars, that is economy, social, and environmental. And disturbing one of them will be disturbing other pillars and unstabilizing the entire blue economy. And it is gladdening to know that the government has already initiated several programs which can support the blue economy, like Matsya Sampada Yojana, the Sagarmala, like that, several aspects on different aspects of the blue economy, including the innovative technologies. Because we are already involved with the blue economy, but the issue is that we had to scale up that and take maximum advantage of that and increase the contribution of blue economy to the GDP. So for that, the new technologies are required, and the deep ocean mission and mission Mausam, etc., are in that direction. I think we will conclude here because we have been asked to conclude because other programs are there on this podium. Yeah, back to the organizers. Thank you.
With that, let us thank our distinguished speaker, Dr. Jitendra Singh, for the giving an enlightening talk and shaping the stage for the panelists. And we are pleased to hear that the blue economy is not restricted for the past or up to the present. It's for the future, and the tale of earth sciences continues. With that, I would like to thank our esteemed panelists, Professor Anu Gopinath, Dr. Vijay Kumar, and Dr. Balakrishnan Nayyar. Along with that, I would like to thank the Professor Sinoy for smoothly moderating the session. Thank you, and thanks to the audience. So we'll take a break after this.